It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. Man, I'm gonna tell you.
Happy Monday to you.
What a weekend we had. This is my, I need a cane.
It was a great weekend though, right? A weekend full of events and unpacking this morning, so our apologies for no morning show, but we had to unpack everything out of our cars from the weekend. We never do that. We usually come here and unload, but not after yesterday.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff going on. New shows, and people came in to talk a little bit about that. We have Eva here today with the magical patches. But you want to work it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
We can work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I want to do that because Thursday we went out and we had 200 people strong at the Movies of Rain. The kids did their
peach wine
piece. And boy, was that unreal. Because the kids finally got to see themselves up on the screen, and they were all smiles, and the families were really proud, really happy. They even let us say a couple of words, which was a lot of fun. But they did their event. Now it's going to be turned into an annual thing.
I think a semester.
Yeah, they're going to do 4 a year.
2.
3.
Shall we start over?
2 with that school.
Yeah.
But I am bringing Lynn in. I'm bringing some of the other schools also to get involved in this thing because they're all in. And there's something about the West Palm Beach independent movie deal that they belong to. There's a lot going on. Let's just say it was successful. Congratulations. Nice job. And that was the first of 4.
So that was Thursday night. Then Friday night we had the J.C. Dreesen concert. And of course, J.C. is always amazing. A salute to our veterans. And wow, what a show she did. And people have not stopped talking about the video work that Josh and the team did. I got phone calls last night. My mother, who hasn't left the house in a month, came to this concert. She called me last night and she said that video work, the film that they had of Arlington and the film of the soldiers, and for the veterans and their families, you know, it's not that you forget, but we don't know if you're not married to a veteran, if you're not a veteran yourself or an active duty, what it really means in your heart to serve our country. But here they were, and the film that they put together, unbelievable.
And
the clarity,
your parents
everything.
won gifts.
My parents won gifts. We gave out a lot of gifts.
I went crazy. I gave them all out.
We gave out a lot of gifts.
I didn't want to bring them home.
But I have to tell you, that film work, I found myself watching the film and listening to the music versus watching JC and sort of tuning out the film. I was doing the opposite.
I had
because
both.
It was so unbelievably clear, and what a message it sent to support our veterans.
Nice deal. We had Honor Flight was in attendance. They won prizes too.
Honor Flight, Southeast Florida. We'll be sending them a check.
He says, I've never seen anything like this. Where'd you guys come from?
Pretty amazing.
It was good stuff.
You know, to see the veterans, and JC's friend Joey came over to me. He said he's never, ever seen film work like this before. It's spectacular. So Josh, kudos to you and our crew for putting, I don't even know if he hears me, he's got headphones on, for putting all of this together, because everyone has stopped me. And they said they've never seen a show like this before, because it took JC's music to another level, because it's another sensory experience to watch it and then listen to it on all different venues.
And this was a whole different group of people from the first concert, which I found refreshing.
So that was Friday night. And then Saturday night, there was a special premiere screening of American-ish.
That was hilarious.
And we had the writer, director, and producer in, and our producer, Royce, he put this together. They came in from Gainesville, they came in from New York, and put this together on a special screening. Tomorrow, it goes out on pay-per-view, I believe on Amazon. pay on demand on Amazon. So check that out. It's called Americanish. Did you like the movie?
I loved it. I was floored because I didn't know what to expect. And it was funny, it was sad, it was truthful. It was in a part of Queens that I used to work. I worked with my father as well. They just had so many different elements, so many emotions that was going on for me personally on that movie, but it was fantastic.
Kind of a commentary just on life in general, and family dynamics, and sisters and siblings as a whole, and really what family is all about. Doesn't matter what culture, what religion, what anything you are, family is family.
10 years in the making.
You see the generational change?
It's amazing the way they pieced it. I wanted to ask him, and that guy before me asked my question about how concepts change over 10 years. How do you even keep the same wardrobe going and everything else? But the way they did it was very clever. And Roy and the director, her name is?
Iman Zahavi.
See, I only know her as Dr.
Doctor of Comedy?
Dr. Comedy. And he's the Miracle Man, because I'm going to tell you, he makes things happen. I didn't mean to call him Miracle Man. Is that what I said? Mm-hmm. I meant to say Marathon Man, like the movie. And I don't know, and I'm hearing myself say Miracle Man. Says, you idiot, what are you saying?
Miracle
it's not
Man.
Miracle Man. It was Marathon Man, because during that whole thing, she said to him, after 7 years, I'm done. I'm done. And he says, no, we have to finish it. And only, when you run a marathon, and you're like 18 miles of the 25, 26 miles, you start talking to yourself, why am I doing this to myself? Why is there so much pain?
True.
Yada, yada, yada.
True.
So I should have called him Marathon Man, but now it's Miracle Man.
So he loved it.
And he's still in town. I told him to come on by.
And that was Saturday night. And then Sunday, we had the walk to end Alzheimer's. We had some amazing music after the walk, right? As people were getting ready to go, there were some food trucks. And next year, I think we're going to do it before or in the middle of, right? So when people are walking, they can hear the music around the amphitheater. Why not? And do it that way.
Well, it's really funny because if they don't know who you are, it's like the Patches. They don't know who you are. They sort of put it out there to see what it's all about. And we put our singers out there, and we were shortchanged. We didn't have everything that we needed. It was shortchanged. We had come out the night before. I mean, there's no excuse. And we still did a show, and I think we're going to be playing clips of the show, Josh?
Sunday.
Of Sunday? And Megan opened up.
She was amazing.
And everybody stopped. I loved that. Everybody was walking, and they stopped. And Laurie came over and says, who's this? And she brought the house down. And then JC came in after her. And all of a sudden, everybody starts to dance because she plays some of those famous tunes. And then Johnny T had a good day. I'm going to tell you something. Johnny T sounded just like
really
those two
good.
guys.
He sounded really nice.
So the whole thing worked out really, really nice. I would like to change its delivery and time and all that of when we did it, but we got it done. It's been a long weekend, and boom, finished, mission accomplished. And then I got the phone call this morning. They want us to do something with them. For the rest of the year, December 31st, you can still make a donation.
For the walk to end Alzheimer's.
For the walk to end Alzheimer's. And they got a long way to go to match the numbers from last year, because all the numbers are down this year. So we need all the help we can get on this thing.
And when you were all setting up, I got to walk around. There were a few vendor booths still open.
Oh, don't even bring this up.
And I went over to this vendor booth, and Sydney is a patient with Alzheimer's, dementia, I'm not quite sure. And he had colored all of these beautiful canvases. And they were selling them, but not really selling them. They were just, wanting Sydney to really feel a part of the event. So I got to purchase a picture. So I purchased this one, of course, because I collect unicorns. And he signed it, which is really lovely, because then you realize you have a loved one who is in memory care or has Alzheimer's or dementia, what it takes to do something like that. And if this is what they do, and this gives it their all. So they were everywhere. And his girlfriend was there, and her daughter, really trying to give Sydney a purpose and feel like he was really doing something
you're very
great.
clever.
Truth.
You're very, very clever.
And I got a cape because, I saw these capes, and Lori's like, I'll get you a cape. So look at this. It's like an Alzheimer's Superwoman cape. Isn't that cool? Walked into Alzheimer's. This is from Bright Star Care, home care medical staffing agency. But look, it's a whole cape. So you never know when you might see it. See, I was actually working when you told me I was not doing much of anything.
Very clever. I didn't say you weren't doing anything. We had a deal where we were supposed to talk, and I said, Dawn, there's no Dawn. She's out there.
Around.
She's out there all over the place, so I'm stranded up there. But I got a plan B for the next time you do that to me.
Did you see Hip Hop Kids?
Yeah.
So they opened up before we went on with our singers with Hip Hop Kids. And Hip Hop Kids, I had forgotten about Hip Hop Kids as a group. My kids did Hip Hop Kids probably 15, oh my gosh, Chelsea's 31, so probably 15 years ago, maybe more than that. And they loved it. And for the kids to be a part of this is amazing. So I met the owner. Her name is Susie Stone, and she started this company 27 years ago. She is a former cheerleader from University of Miami, and she went on to be a hip hop dancer to LA and New York, and she founded this company right here in Miami, and she's moved it through South Florida. Now they work with Paula Abdul, they work with big name people, and they've got amazing troops and on the road shows. They're going to be coming in here, I think, hopefully the end of this year or beginning of next, depending on when the kids get in. But you got to try out. It is rigorous work to see what they do.
First of all, I think they had too many clothes on.
Well, it's all
Long
about hip hop, the
sleeve.
wardrobe.
I know, but my goodness gracious, it must have been 90 degrees. And even though the amphitheater is air conditioned, it's still an outside event. I felt horrible for these because I wanted to give them more water, but my goodness, can they dance?
They were incredible, right?
Incredible. I was running out of breath watching them flop and go here and fling and vroom.
She says, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're a former Hip Hop Kids mom. And I'm like, I can't believe you're the founder of Hip Hop Kids.
There was actually two gangs there. There are two
groups.
different groups, right?
What? There's many all over, because there's, you know, your local group, like my kids did it up here. But then to get to that next level of competition, you have to be at that next level of competition.
They were good.
They were amazing.
And then I said to Laurie, I said, you want us to go on after that?
I know.
Are you insane? Are you insane? You can't go in after that. Everybody was cheering and everybody went crazy. I'm glad Megan came on and says, okay, here we go. Boom.
Oh, which was
everybody
great.
went, what is that?
So it was a great event, a great weekend, a busy weekend. I think everyone's sort of regrouping because next week's already Thanksgiving, which is hard to believe.
That's a week from Thursday.
A week from Thursday is Thanksgiving
Don't
already.
scare me.
I know. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk to Eva, my patch queen. She has her show today, her second show of My Patch Queen. Let's talk about some of the results you've been getting.
I got a lot of stories
got
over the
some
weekend
stories?
with this stuff.
Pretty amazing.
Believe it or not, I feel like Ripley.
Do you know they had the biggest donation of turkeys today, actually? NBC and Jenny O turkeys. They broke the Guinness Book of World Records.
Who's Jenny O?
Jenny O is a turkey company. If you go to the grocery store, it says Jenny O on it.
On NBC?
And
How
NBC,
many?
340,000 pounds of turkey were donated.
That could be one turkey.
No, it was like, they said how many turkeys it was. It was like 160,000 turkeys or something.
Where?
Between Chicago and New York.
They giving them out?
They're going to give them out to everyone for Feed the Hungry.
Really? Not gonna work.
340,000 pounds
work.
of turkey. Guinness Book of World Records.
I like that.
It's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
I know. A lot of turkeys, Josh, but for a good cause. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. More to come on the other side. Give us a call. 888-994-4995, Studio A. We'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions proudly announces Music Nights. We invite you to a two-night concert event, November 10th and December 1st, starring J.C. Dreesen with her salute to the veterans. And True Rumors, the greatest Fleetwood Mac tribute band on the land. For more information and to grab your tickets, head over to events.amp2.tv. That is events.amp2.tv, and don't be late.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina along with spokesman Rob. So Rob, tell the folks at home who should call right now.
Just like you said, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, you don't have an attorney, give us a call right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. You heard it, folks at home. Pick up the phone, call now.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Okay. So, man. And we're back. I got all sorts of stuff going on.
We wanted to give you a little bit of a clip from the music that we had yesterday of Megan Falk. She is amazing. She is the next up-and-coming artist. So take a listen. Dance all day to her.
I gotta tell you something, man. I don't care what nobody says. That kid can sing. That event was spectacular. And it doesn't matter what happens behind the cameras. All that matters is what's in front of the cameras for me and for the production crew. You guys did an outstanding job when we pulled it off. And that's the first time Megan's ever sang in public like that, under an amphitheater. JC was going crazy. JC loves the place.
Do you like it?
Oh my gosh, she says, Freddie, this is home. This is right in our backyard. We should be involved with these people on a constant basis.
So what an event. The amazing voices.
I gotta tell you, they did a nice job. Nice job. And we have other films that are being worked on right now. We're gonna be presenting it to Alzheimer's as well. But it was
and
good.
Also, I think Josh sent it over, the piece for Mark.
It's sending over right now.
All right, so we've got our good friend Marion Freeman, who we met, oh my gosh, how many years ago? 6 years ago?
7.
He was actually, this picture behind me, when we moved into our old studio, this was the first picture that was hanging on her wall, and Mark had gifted it to me for New Dawn Media, and we were fortunate to be able to put it up today. And he struggled through cancer, and unfortunately, cancer won and took the life of an amazing artist, a kind-hearted man, the most giving man, always happy, always willing to give, share a story, and have some fun and laughs. So Mark Marion Freeman, you will be missed, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything you have brought into our lives. And some of Mark's paintings are hanging here in our studio, and if you are interested to come on down, purchase a piece, we'll give the proceeds back to his wife and his family or to any fund or foundation that they are looking to. But if you want a little piece of Mark in your home, just let us know. Come on into the studio, give us a call. We're more than happy to share. So we're going to be spotlighting his pieces this week in our studio, and both of these are from Mark.
Yes. Now that piece is special because that was the first piece that we ever got from an artist.
Yeah.
And that one has been hung in Studio A. It's always been with us no matter where we've gone. We've taken it with us everywhere we've gone. And today it has a whole new meaning. We loved it to begin with because it looks like the dawn. But now it has a special meaning and a special place in our hearts. So you'll be missed, my friend.
But we've got quite a few, the one behind you, and we've got some more in the lobby and a lot hanging around the studio. So come on in. Check him out, take a piece home because, wow, what a giving and gifted soul he was.
Amazing, amazing human being. And, you know, Mark helped us at a time when Amy did very well with us and she opened up an art gallery in the Carolinas and she had to empty out the house. And he came in here and he helped us out by hanging everything he had in his warehouse. And he's like a big part of here. So I'm sure that Mark's presence is here. It's just, it caught me by surprise. I had no idea.
It was a rough week, and we got some rough news.
I had no idea on Saturday, and I looked it up, and I saw he had just passed. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
But today is World Kindness Day, so spread a little love, spread a little cheer, give some kindness. I was reading this morning that you never give up. And we talk about it all the time. Every day you pray, or every day you're in prayer, and you give. You keep going and you keep going because you never know when that next chance, when that next door is going to open, that next window is going to shine some sunlight through it. And you keep going and you keep going. And that is exactly what Mark did. He showed me a concept of art that I never knew about when he puts the lacquer on it and the shine and the sheen to it.
That's what he has behind you.
He has actually, and down there, God bless you, on the down there that we have, we've got, what's it that one say? Growing older is not for everyone, so he's growing up. We've got the chakra painting, a lot of fish, there's keys, so a lot of great pieces. So come on in and spotlight some of this through Mark Freeman. And I think we've got a piece. I don't know, Anthony, do we have the piece? All right, let's roll it.
Such a good guy.
Great guy. So Mark, we're thinking about you. Thank you for sharing all that you've always shared with us and our community. You will be greatly missed.
Absolutely.
All right, you've got some other news.
Yes.
You have been, I'm going to call you the Patch King, I think, because unlike Eva, who's the Patch Queen, who's been on the phone for the past hour, we got to get her out here, but you have become the Patch King.
Why the Patch King?
Well, you can't be the Patch Queen. That's already taken by Eva. So I don't know what else to call you, but you've been doing so well on these. I want you to share your story.
Well, it's funny because I'm wearing them now religiously. And what I've been doing is I've been trying different patches to see how different things affect it. Always the Liberty has always been consistent. And then there's one I think that you haven't used called Flow and the Victory.
Flow, you've tried a lot.
So anyway, so I go and I wear these things, and the energy level is tremendous. Can't stay awake past 11. It's really tough, and my God, I wake up, I sleep the whole night, and I wake up, and a lot of people think that I'm on the air trying to sell these things, and I'm not. That's not my calling. But the amount of steps that I'm taking and the amount of work that I'm doing for myself has been tremendous. So anyway, so I go to WW on Saturday, and people tell me, "Oh, don't say you go to WW." I do. But I'm a diabetic, and I got to get my A1C down. And losing weight is a quick recipe to helping you get your A1C down, and I'm living proof of it. So I go in there and I try to explain to them, because I got to keep it on the WW deal. So I change it around about the psychology of what you feel. So all of a sudden, and you brought this up to me, because I told you the other day I'm planning my walks. Now, you know me a long time. When the hell have you seen me plan my walks?
I used to tease you about getting up and getting out of your chair.
Well, the funny thing is that now I could tell you how many steps it takes to go around this block, how many steps it takes around this block and the next block. And today I got a new formula that I'm going to do twice around this block and break 10,000 steps.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't mean a whole lot to people out there. Oh, 10,000 steps, I do that in a heartbeat. You don't do it in a heartbeat. It takes a lot of will and determination to get it done, but when you do it for a certain reason, it's even better. So I go to Weight Watchers and I'm telling them what I'm doing. And on my phone, you get points for walking. I didn't know that.
You get extra points for exercise.
Yeah. They all knew that. So they're laughing. They think that I'm like, it's a bit. And I'm about this big now. And I say, and you get points. And you get points. But the desire and the ability for me to be able to do it, that's the deal. So I'm going to go to St. Augustine for Thanksgiving. And when you go to St. Augustine, you walk, man. And man, do you walk. And you walk. And you walk. And the first time I went, my feet were going, I was 2 sizes bigger when I finished. But this time, Linda says to me, oh, you're prepping for the walk to St. Augustine. And I look at her and says, okay, that isn't it at all. It's just that I feel amazing with no pain, and I want to go. I lost weight this week. My A1C is down to 6.2.
Wow.
From 13. And here it is, November and December, the 2 deadliest months for a diabetic. Pumpkin pie, cranberry sauce, all these sugar things, and you have to be able to have the willpower to say, not today, or you got to walk it off. And now you've been telling me this for the 8 years, but I'm not, you wear the Superman cape. I'm not Superman. You're into that whole exercise thing, and you overdo it if I need it. But these things, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. I put it on a few people this weekend, and they say to me, back pain is suppressed. I'm not feeling it. I says, okay.
Suppressed?
Yeah, like it's
lessened?
like there's something pushing it down, and it's getting better and better. And I'm laughing because they think it's, let me put a patch on when I have a pain. I said, no, you're supposed to just wear them.
It's not a pain patch. It's not like a lidocaine patch.
It's not a lidocaine patch. Just put them on and watch what happens. So that was funny. And then today we had somebody that put one on, and she was, I think she may still be in the rafters.
Well, I've been trying a lot of them for different things, and we had a great weekend of events, but I had a rough weekend with getting a lot of bad news as well as the events. So I decided to put on the peace patch to help keep my anxiety at bay. And I got to tell you, which is not easy, but in lieu of all the good things we had, I had that many other things, obligations to do in life. And it kept me so even keel and level that I was able to get through it all. And I can tell when it kind of wears off and I go, it's time to put on another peace patch. But it's non-medicated. It's not like I'm taking a tranquilizer. I actually gave it to my girlfriend who lost her brother because she just needs some tranquility in her life. So we'll see how she's doing with it. But there's so many things. So we gave it to someone else. She started singing around the studio today. She goes, I don't know, like Kristen Wiig. She was running around singing and doing all kinds of things.
What's going on? What's in this?
But it's hard to explain. Hilarious. So I'm glad Eva's here. And we've had the benefit of trying a lot of the different kinds. I've tried the Focus, I've tried the Pain, I've tried the Liberty, the Victory, and sometimes I'll put on the Victory to work out, and then I might switch to the Peace if I've got some other things I need to calm down with. But we're fortunate enough that we've got enough packs that we can try the different things. And then people start feeling better. and like, well, maybe I'll try this one, and then maybe I'll try that one. So I feel like you almost need like a whole sample pack of everything to see which ones you like, and then you can hone in on it. So that I like a lot about it.
And this isn't Tylenol. If you got a headache, you take Tylenol, which is really masking the headache, but that's a different story. I'm not going to get into that. This isn't, oh, I got a pain in my back, let me put on the patch, but it still worked.
So we've got Eva joining us, Eva Angelopoulos of mypatchqueen.com. So Eva, I have to ask, because we're not really quite sure how to explain this technology.
So, by the way, you two look amazing.
Thank you.
And you, my friend, you look amazing.
I feel amazing.
Because I met you a month ago.
I remember.
Yeah, I met you a month ago, and you were a little sluggish, maybe?
Yes. I remember the first patch I put on, and
Yeah.
I told you, it's like everything got vivid.
Yeah.
Everything, the sluggishness disappeared.
Yeah, and I want to say you were a little sluggish and a little maybe worn down, if that's a good word, right?
True.
Yeah, and because I'm just trying to think back, and every time I see you, you just look better and better, because you're healthier. I think you stand a little taller now.
She said that, taller and bulletproof.
Yeah, I said you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof when I saw you this morning. I mean, it's like a whole new you, and that's because you're feeling better and you're walking. And I know we've talked about your walks. You're just out of control with the walking, which is a good thing, right?
But I have never been able to do that, Eva,
Yeah.
until these patches came into effect. And you know, and it scares me sometimes because never stop taking your medicine. I have not stopped taking my medicine. We are not doctors, not telling you to do that. But I feel sometimes when I tell people to walk, because I was afraid all of these steps, if I get to 12,000, is there going to be something physically that can snap on me?
Mm-hmm.
But nothing's happened. Everything has been great. Mm-hmm. So I just want people to understand at your own pace and your own body rhythm, it sort of adheres to it.
Exactly.
How does that work? Is it re-signaling the brain? There's nothing in it.
Correct.
There's nothing on it. There's not electrodes in it. It's
correct.
Looks like a fingerprint in a patch. So people say, how does it work?
So we're going to call it Braille for the brain, right?
Okay.
So people know what Braille is, right? So someone who cannot see can read. And it's because there's receptors in your fingers, and you run it over the Braille. That signal is sent to the brain decodes it, and then that person can read, right? So the patches work the same way. Our bodies are full of receptors. So when those little ridges that are on the patches actually go onto your skin, right? The skin actually reads that, and it sends the signal to the brain decodes it, and then the body starts to react. Because our bodies were meant to heal and repair, right? Given the proper, nutrients, everything it needs. But because of the lack of nutrients, because of, disease, inflammation, different things, the environment, right? There's a disconnect between the body and the brain. So what the patch does, it helps bridge that communication so the body starts to repair naturally and organically the way it was meant to. So in your case, right? You're walking more, you're more active, your pain is gone, you're feeling better, right? Because the body is now going back to its normal, whatever normal is for you, right? So you have more energy, and it's not because you have more energy like a Red Bull more energy, right? You have the energy that Freddie used to have, that lost along the way due to your A1Cs being high, due to the lack of, energy, due to the lack of, everything else that was going on into your body. So you're just going back to the normal you, who you were.
The original blueprint.
The original blueprint. That's exactly it.
But I got to tell you, it is so hard to explain that.
Yes.
It's also hard to explain what happens in this studio. So I tell people, listen, do me a favor. I'm not going to explain it. You have to come in here and sort of, and it's the same thing with the patches. And you got to wear them. Nothing good comes from one and done. If you think one and done, you're not giving me a chance for your body to do its thing. But this weekend I changed them, and the Jets lost yesterday, and everybody's texting me about they want to commit suicide, about how bad they lost it. And last night I said, okay, they lost. I was so cool. I'm like, okay. Was the anxiety beginning to build? Yeah, and it stopped. And I said, nah, it can't be. It can't be. Then all of a sudden, because I used to scream. I remember I used to go to the back of my house and scream at the houses across the lake about how bad they play. Yesterday, not a problem. You know,
because that's your normal you.
That's crazy.
It's not normal for people to just yell and scream, right? It's not normal for your body to be in high anxiety all the time, right? It's not normal. We get there because of circumstances. But when you bring your body to homeostasis and balance, the body reacts normally and organically the way it was meant originally. So, you know, with me, I feel like I did when I was in my 30s. I feel amazing. I can outrun anybody. I mean, you and I could probably go jogging around the block, heels and all.
We'll walk to New York.
You know, we'll walk to New York because we can, because there's no more pain, right? We feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. So that's it.
And I have people from Weight Watchers, I send them the material and they're probably watching today. And I loved it because Linda was in bed asleep by 10:30. But I don't say nothing. Wakes up this morning, says, how'd you sleep? She says, oh my God, I slept like a rock. And then she says, oh, but it couldn't have been the patch that fell off. It didn't fall off. I took it off this morning because I wanted to see what she would say. But she slept through it. And there's something at night that I don't get past 11. I don't know what it is. I get up at 6 without a problem. My hands aren't swollen the way they used to be. And I'm wearing my rings again because my hands don't hurt.
Yeah.
And I try to explain this to people, exactly what and they're looking at me like, really? Come on.
Because people are used to medications. They're used to suppressing things that are going wrong in our bodies, right? And what happens is when you suppress it, it's still there, right? They bandage it. And so what the patches do is they help your body go get to the root cause of the issue, right? We need to fix what's broken, right? And then the body automatically takes over and adjusts and does. So they're just, unfortunately, we've been taught that you take a pill and you take a this and you take a that and then you just take another pill and then you take another pill. But our bodies were not meant to be taking pills all the time. You know, there is a time and a place for medication, 100%. And I tell people, talk to your doctor, don't ever come off medication, start using the patches, and they will start tweaking your medication because obviously they may have to lower your dose or whatever, right? But your physician has to know what you're doing.
And this is exactly where I am right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to call them today because they have to either get me off or lower it.
Exactly.
The medicine.
And the doctors, I mean, if you have a good doctor, they'll be happy to lower or take you off.
Absolutely.
You know, and if they tell you don't do the patches, just do the medication, you know, maybe find a new doctor. But that's my 2 cents.
No, my doctor's already, he saw the show.
You know,
he said we have to talk because something definitely is going on.
Right. And we do have a lot of physicians, many, many, many physicians that are jumping on board because it's an alternative for their patients to take them off a lot of those medications.
Yeah. We remember when we had the card, the magnetic card, and we did the experiment with the flowers.
Correct.
We went to a flower store and bought 2 identical flowers and brought them into studio. And we had, there was this card.
I have it in the back, but yeah.
She still has it. You should bring that out. So this card, you go like this over the flowers, and you let them, and you have to do it every day.
Okay.
And we did this experiment, and they were a few inches apart because you don't want
Sure.
them too close. One of them died.
Yeah.
And the other one looked like it was brand new. Remember this?
Yeah.
True.
And we took pictures of it every moment, every hour of the day to see the difference. And holy cow,
Oh, yeah.
did that technology work. And so I see the ridges, because I was looking at this the other day, you know, and there's got to be something in the technology that actually does work.
Well, look at you.
But don't look at me.
Why? You're like the perfect test person.
I'm not the perfect anything. Listen, I'm tired of just feeling bad. You know, I'm tired of hurting.
True.
I'm tired of seeing people around me die because of diabetes. I'm tired of people saying, you know, weighing 500-600 pounds because they can't get off the bad foods. You know, I'm tired of being tired, man. That's all. And I'm going to give it a shot. And if it didn't work for me, I'll be the first one to tell you it doesn't work. But this stuff, I don't know what's in it. I really don't care what's in it. I'm already planning on where I'm going to go with this thing today. I'm going to walk around 10,000, maybe 12,000 today. And I'm going to go. And I'm going to do it. Because I do believe in the program. And I know that November's coming.
December?
November. You got Thanksgiving coming.
Yeah.
I already saw the apple pies at Costco. You know, you can get an apple pie this big for $5 at Costco.
I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try the Ignite because it's a fat burner also.
Correct. Burns 25% more calories. Yeah.
So I might try the Ignite.
I'm going to stick
I'm just not
to
sure how the Ignite and the Peace are going to go together.
But you know what, though? Have you noticed, Freddie, and I know I have noticed it for myself, now that your body is going into balance, you don't really care about eating a lot of those things. The body doesn't need them.
No.
Because I've noticed we've been staying here in an Airbnb because we've been here for a month now, right? So I cook every day, and on the counter there's snacks and there's chocolates and there's cookies and I've not touched not one, where other times they'd be gone, right? But I look at them and I'm like, oh, that looks good, but my body doesn't crave it, right? Have you noticed that yet?
But you know, I go into a program that I have mentally, and I've noticed that the hunger is not always there. My biggest problem is when people say you don't eat enough, you're not eating enough. I don't need to eat enough.
Right.
I feel good. My blood work is good. I don't eat like I used to eat. Even Dawn sometimes says, you know, you're not eating enough. I am eating enough because I can eat less.
Exactly.
Because Freddie used to be an eater, man. I mean, let's go to it. You want sandwiches big? No problem. You want 21 hamburgers? No problem. I can't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. There's the difference. I don't want to do that.
Right.
And so I can do supplements. I can do more water. I can eat smaller meals and then walk it. And if I feel hungry, trust you me, I'm going to eat.
Of course.
But I don't need like I need to, like I want to. I have choice. And I think that the patches, to me, what I call them, is choice. Because when you have choice in life, man, you can do almost anything and everything.
Yeah. And the body was not meant to sit still. The body was meant to move, right? So other than, a little bit of sleep that we require, obviously, because the body has to reboot when it's sleeping and resting, the rest of the time you're supposed to be mobile. That's how we were made. We weren't made to just sit on a couch, right? And we don't require a lot of food. We just eat a lot of food. And a lot of that is because of the imbalance in the body. So, you have the breakage. But once the body is in homeostasis, which yours now is, and it's starting to function properly, you don't have a desire or a need for a lot of that.
It's funny because when I first met you, you told me the body's going to be balanced. And I want to bring Sally into this conversation because I never understood what that meant.
Yeah.
Because I've lived such a long time where it hasn't been balanced.
Sure.
That to me was the norm. This to me is completely different. Now, you bought into the patches as well. Have you been wearing them?
Absolutely, and I take one every night for sleep, the REM. And I believe all this starts with sleep, because if you don't sleep, you do not feel good.
That's
I
right.
have never, ever, and I'm saying this, and I will completely say this,
to anybody, I have never slept as well as I have over this last week since I've been. I put it on before. I tried it the other night and put it on 10 minutes before I went to bed. I could hardly get into bed. I mean, I need to. For me, it works. I need to be in bed, put the patch on, and then I go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
True. I can't sleep past 11. I used to be up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, easy. And then I would work to do editing or what have you. Not no more, man. It's a crawl, 11 o'clock. I'm like, what? I gotta go. And then I sleep the whole night, which is kind of strange, So
But
I know what you're feeling.
That's your body. That's your body saying, okay, it's time for me to rest and reboot. And then you rest, you're sleeping, and you have that deep sleep. The body starts to reboot, right? And everything starts off fresh in the morning, and then you're ready to go. And that's how the body was made. Look at a child. Look at children. That's what they do, right? They go to sleep, they wake up, and they're ready to go. And they go, right? And then they fall asleep, and then they sleep, right? And you could put a bomb off, and they won't wake up. But then when they get up, man, it's go, 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 right? That's how the body is made.
It's funny. I'm sorry. On Friday, I weighed myself, and I was up 3 pounds. And I said, you know what? I go to sleep, and when I wake up the next day, I'm down 3.5 pounds.
Wow.
How the hell can that be? So what they told me was that I was inflamed from all the walking, and then once I slept and settled down, it disappeared. I said, what? What? I mean, it's just so bizarre. Yes, Sally.
No, I just wanted to say, which for me, if anybody asks me how do I know it works, yes, the other I have to defend on. I'm not getting sick, but you know, I can't tell you that because I don't know a week or two from now. But I can tell them I'm having a good night's sleep, and I know how quick that works. So obviously, in my mind, they must all work. If that
but I
works,
also
they
know,
work.
Sally, this was the first cruise you got back from that you weren't sick.
I wasn't sick. No, but
and Steve wasn't sick.
He had he got a little sick. He got a little
But
cold.
not like
we
he
hadn't
normally gets.
Had we started the patches at that point?
I think you did, but normally
I had. He may not have done. He's listening actually.
Because
right
normally
now,
you would come back from a cruise and you were never here the next day because you were sick.
It's amazing. I mean, I can only talk for myself, but I can tell people what's happening. I said that on my show. I can only say what's happened to me, but I can pass the message on. Right.
But it's amazing. The hardest part for me is deciding which ones I'm going to
There's
put on that
somebody
day.
knocking at the door.
Somebody ringing a bell?
I'm just going to say
Do
that.
me a favor, could you open the door and let him in?
Josh, get somebody in the studio A to open the door.
Maybe not.
And we keep on going. But you can check out mypatchqueen.com or boca.superpatch.com. Get all your information there.
Yep.
And they come in 28-day supplies, or you can get 4 in a small kind of sample pack and try it out for the week and see how you do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've been doing, and now I kind of need to order more. See which
Well,
ones I like. I like them all, though. So.
But everybody's different, so the effects are different for everybody. This formula for me worked. But everybody that I sort of give a try to the pieces, I laugh because of how they react to it, like what happened this morning. And I don't say anything. You know, I stay quiet because if you try to tell them, oh, you see, this is it working, they're going to say, oh, come on, give me a break. I don't do that. If you feel better and you put one on and you feel better 2 days later, and you feel better 3 days later, and 1 and 1 equals 2. It's really simple. It's really simple math. So,
but it's a great opportunity to give it a try. We're going to take a commercial break.
How do you order that?
boca.superpatch.com or mysuperpatchqueen.com.
No, my patch queen.
mypatchqueen.com.
She has super on the mind.
mypatchqueen.com or boca.superpatch.com. Yes, I've got it's an Alzheimer's cape, so bear with me on that
and
one.
what people don't realize is that since Dawn has been on the patches, it's like take the batteries out of her in the morning. The morning show, I look over and she, but now I understand why, because as you begin to rev up on this thing, as your body becomes more acclimated to what's going on, the energy levels begin to rise.
Well, you saw me yesterday. And then by 3 o'clock, it was like, boom, and then it was time to put fresh batteries in and put fresh patches on, and then I kept going. But give it a try. They're just amazing for so many different things, and they're not contraindicated for any medications because they are not medication. And they're not supplements. There's nothing you're taking in. It's not going through your liver. It's not going through your kidneys. It's not going through your bloodstream. It's just being recognized with your brain. And before we go to commercial break, there's a new technology out, a new talk therapy for people with back pain. And this new study came out last week, and they find tremendous results. And it's like talk therapy. And what it is, it's retraining your brain to release that pain sequence that it has memorized. And people have been able to not have back surgery. They've been able to get off their medications. They've been able to get back into activities and working out, even from horrible injuries, through this talk therapy because it's rewiring your brain. And when I was watching the segment, Chuck says to me, that's like the patch technology. He said, because it's rewiring your brain to things that it used to know, and your brain gets used to pain, your brain gets used to all these things that we think about that probably aren't real anyway, and it puts you back to reset, and that's what these patches are doing.
Are your feet ticklish?
That's too personal, you think?
If somebody tickles your feet, no, it's not personal.
You can try.
No, I don't want to try. I'm just saying. I'm saying, are your feet ticklish?
A little bit.
A little bit. Feet ticklish?
Yes.
Ticklish?
Yes.
He's ticklish too? It's the same concept. If you get something that tickles your feet or your underarms, you laugh, right?
Right.
You laugh and you giggle and you smile. If you do this to your hand, you don't laugh. So think about that. Your brain is wired for certain parts of your body to react a certain way. So here's the technology. It's the same concept. Right. You see, we have the answer. We just take it for granted. We don't understand, well, that can't be real. Tickle your feet. Tickle your armpit. Why are those areas make you laugh? It's the rewiring of your system. It's really, I mean, this is really simple if you think about it.
We're going to take a commercial break while he's tickling his feet and his armpits.
Listen.
More to come on the other side of this 1 o'clock hour.
I gotta man up, baby. I gotta go to war, you know, I gotta go walk.
We got people to talk to, things to do, coffee to make. Sally has not had her cup of coffee yet, and it's 1:02.
Oh, you know.
She needs her first cup of coffee.
I just want you to know I'm putting my stuff aside and making some coffee. That's why you're telling me that, right?
Yes, I'm going to go to commercial so Sal can get some coffee. More to come on the other side of this 1 o'clock hour. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
When a garage door breaks down or the opener stops working, you need to act fast. So if it's broken, call Broughton. Broughton Garage Door Sales can handle all of your service, repair, and installation needs. And if you need a new garage door or a garage door opener, call Broughton. They have a great line of Clopay garage doors and LiftMaster openers. And their expert technicians can prevent major problems with annual garage door tune-ups. Broughton Garage Door Sales, opening doors for you since 1955. Visit broughton.com. That's BROTEN.com. Or call 954-946-5555. That's 954-946-5555.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
All right, so this one goes out to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. I was a sculptor, and again, no, or a man who makes potions on a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of these verses, well, they've got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. You can tell everybody this is your song.
And that's the beautiful voice of J.C. Dreesen. We got to see her on Friday night.
I have to tell you, I had fun singing with the girls in my row on Friday night.
Oh, man. You know, where is the camera when you need it? You, Afua,
and Michelle.
The three of them were sitting to my left.
Carole
and
King.
I swear, they were jumping out of their seats. I'm like,
out my name. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And you do not know lyrics, or you don't sing in public
no
places?
lyrics. I'm afraid that the swinging of the elbows.
Well,
I had a
Alpha was like
camera
6'5",
to my
right?
And I had the three of you, and the three of them were singing a harmony, and they're dancing, they're flipping, they look like gymnasts. I said, what the hell is this?
You gotta have fun, but it made me think about that. There's certain songs that are just classics, which makes me think of yesterday. We had Johnny T singing at the amphitheater, and he sings Sweet Caroline. Now, Sweet Caroline always makes me think of Sally, because Sally's daughter's name was Louise Caroline, and I guess that's the way she communicates now that she is transitioned to the other side, is through this song.
Absolutely, 100%. I know that, yeah.
So we've got Psychic and Medium. Sally Bernard, we call her Xena, in the house. Her show is today at 2:30, and you've got a really nice change, kind of a theme today, Sally. It's about...
Yes. I didn't quite know how, I told you, worded how you felt that we should. Life throws us, let me see if I get this right, because I've got to remember it.
She threw a curveball like
Life throws us lemons, but we can turn them into lemonade. Something like that. And I texted Dawn last night. And I
Uncover
said,
the Silver Lining is what we called it for today's show.
That was perfect, yes. But it was it was a good theme, and it is a good theme. But how do you write that in that one sentence, which you did? So that was good.
You know, it's kind of hard to find the silver lining sometimes when you're in the midst of sadness and bad things that are happening. And I have to send out our prayers and our thoughts and well wishes to Christine Ruffolo, our good friend Frank and Christine. They were in a very, very bad car accident Saturday night. And thankfully, Christine is out of ICU. She is in a regular room and hopefully going home in the next day or so, maybe even today. So God is good and has watched over them. And a car is a car, right? All that gets replaced.
Yes.
And you move on. But it's the gift of life. So we're thinking of you guys. So, right, so here we are Saturday. We're with you guys Saturday night. And I got this text from Frank in the middle of the movie. But the silver lining is she's going to be okay.
Thank goodness.
She's got some rehab. She's got some things to do. But thankfully, she's going to be okay.
Yeah. It all starts with, as far as I can tell, you know, from everything that I try to, obviously I'm not like this all the time, but I truly believe that positivity is so very important with everything. Even when you think there is no answer to anything, if you put a smile on your face, just try it. It works. You've got to believe it, though. The same with the patch. When you were talking about the patch, you have to still believe it. It works. Your brain tells you that. When we're talking about this patch, I know I'm going to go to sleep, so much so that the moment I put it on, I'm sound asleep. But, I mean, it takes a little bit of both. It takes the patch and me believing that with anything.
But you stay positive.
I try to, yeah.
It's a good reminder that anything you do, if you're in business and things of that nature, you want to stay positive because business is always going to throw the negative at you.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
that's life.
Otherwise, everybody would do it successfully, and sometimes you have your ups, you have your downs, you have your challenges, you have the this, the that's.
Right.
You just have to have the mind frame to keep on going, and when it pushes you down, just keep on going a little bit harder.
I mean, it's not easy, Freddie, but, you know, if you've got a choice, and we do have that choice, if you walk around, and I mean, I've been there, because I did suffer from depression many years ago, and I'm coming out with that, and I'm fine with it. But if you walk around depressed all day long, you're going to continue being depressed. So why not try it and just put a smile on your face? Maybe we can change that. So I will keep saying this as long as I can. I truly believe in that. Put a smile on your face.
And depression is contagious.
It certainly is.
Because your body will absorb it, and all of a sudden it goes downhill, and you're trying to figure out why. And then you get yourself in quicksand, and you can't get yourself out. And then you have to work always at maintaining that positive attitude, no matter what life throws at you.
And it goes, and it's like a ripple effect. When you're depressed, the next person gets, as you said, contagious.
Yeah.
And we see that. Someone says they're having a bad day, and they continue saying that, their day will continue to be bad.
Bad is easy, as they say.
And it's like watching the news and the war and all these things. And last night, a show comes on with Anderson Cooper, and I said, I knew I could not watch it. And it was about what happened to the kibbutz. I know what happened. I know what the amount that my brain can process of what happened. And it was on in the house, and I could just hear it, and it just brings the whole vibration energy down. Now, some people thrive on it, but I think it's getting to the point where people are not living their life anymore either.
Well, the hardest
They're staying
thing,
inside. It's bringing them down. It's horrific what's going on.
well, the hardest thing is when people tell you what's going on and you're listening. You can't tell them. You got to sort of put it down. You got to walk away from it. You can't. Because they're so enthused about telling you all these things. And,
I do.
And they're so, well, you can.
I do. I can't hear this anymore. You can go watch it in another room. You can talk to someone. I can't
that's
engage
between
in it
you and
anymore.
Chuck. I'm talking about on the whole. When people come up to me and I
just
tell them.
walk away from the conversation.
Well, I can't
You
do
don't.
that.
You know how I do that. I can't.
Because I know that people, they need some form of trying to alleviate that pressure that they're feeling and the sadness and everything else. So you have to find different methods of doing that, which leads us to our next segment. You want to be able to feel good. You want to surround yourself with things that are good. I went to the movies last night because on Saturday night we saw American-ish, which was humorous. It was funny.
They want to take the batteries out of you.
No, that was a funny, come on, that was a funny movie?
Has he stopped talking in an hour and a half?
It was fabulous.
I went to see The Marsh Kings last night at the Movies of Del Rey. It was a thriller. And Linda was this. It was hilarious. I was laughing at the people in there, the way they were at the edge of their seats. I'm Italian, I am so mellowed out right now.
Is it really?
Oh my God. So I'm looking at everybody going like this. It's a good movie. You got to watch it. It's based on the bestseller, that movie. But it's funny. The whole perception of it is a little bit different right now.
You got to find the silver linings. We're going to talk about that on Sally's show today.
Right.
You have
So-
some guests coming in?
Yes, I have. Well, one of the Sanders. The second
Okay.
one can't make it today, and a few. I believe Russ is going to be here, and
Eva's going to be here in time
Eva's
for your
here.
4 o'clock show
You
as well.
guys are here, so
Yeah, Eva
hopefully
has
it's
her
a full
show too.
house with a lot of questions.
But it's interesting when spirits come from the other side, the messages that you can receive.
It's incredible, and I just passed on to you what happened to
Yeah.
me yesterday, and I'm even I say, oh my gosh, how did that happen? And I mostly, they do give me messages, but I never want to lose that. I think it's very important to say, oh my gosh, because I got validation that I needed, and they told me I would get validation.
Because you need the validation too to make sure what you hear is correct.
Absolutely. But my guide Aldo used to say to me when I would do this, he'd just look and say, it's to be expected. I used to want to shake him. No, it's I love this validation.
I think you love your coffee, so I'm glad we got Sally back on track right now.
Well, I
with some
haven't actually
coffee
had
ready.
it really. I'm drinking it, but I'm drinking it.
So we're good on that.
She loves it. She loves it.
I love my coffee here. You have great coffee here.
Yeah.
Can you give a plug for the coffee? What make is it?
And we've got Bonnie Posh joining us. She has another event coming up on Friday night. Beauty, Bubbles, and Bling, a glitzy, girly seaside showcase and fundraiser featuring all things beauty inside and out. When are you leaving? Just checking. You really should get a house down here. You really got to get like
Are you driving or flying?
Driving.
See, you can leave whenever the hell you want.
No, I have to leave because I have meetings in Chicago.
She's got to get back.
I'm booked.
She's been back for a month.
And then I fly to Arizona, so I have to go.
All right, but we know how to find her.
Oh, yeah.
We know where she is.
We know how to bribe her.
So let's
Come on,
talk
Dan.
to Bonnie Friday, November 17th from 6 to 9 at the Plunge Beach Resort, Fort Lauderdale by the Sea. A Posh Productions. This is a whole booklet
She
here.
went from
and-
a page to a book. I mean, you're like leaps and bounds.
And everything goes to benefit. You don't need it. It's already on.
It's on.
Women in Distress, which was the same charity we had here a couple months ago, right, to benefit women in distress.
It was Dress for Success.
Dress for Success. Oh, this is different.
Yes. Oh, yes. Big difference.
All right, so
Still for women. Always for women.
Tell us about the event.
Just this is my second one, and I'm just moving forward on it as much as I can, trying to give back to the community, and I'm really pleased to have Women in Distress as my charity benefactor this time. Excuse me.
How did you choose Women in Distress?
I know of them very well. They're pretty big in the community. Do a lot of great things. And I was very pleased that they were available to come and join me as well.
And give us some information on the event.
Yes, it's Friday, November 17th from 6 to 9 at the wonderful Plunge Beach Resort down in Lauderdale by the Sea. Free to attend, open to everyone. Everyone on the planet is invited, gentlemen as well. Fashion shows, seminars, live entertainment, great food and beverage, about 20 wonderful hand-picked vendors, and just lots of fun. We're going to have a really nice evening.
How many people do you think you're going to have?
Wow. I don't know. We've done a lot of marketing. I'm hoping at least 100, maybe a couple hundred. It's a flow. People come in and go, between 6 and 9.
But you are packed.
I'm even doing a couple of tours of the hotel as well, because people are not aware of this hotel. Believe it or not, it's been up 7 years, but it's like the biggest secret down there. So I'm going to try to help put them on the map as well.
Very nice. New hotel for you, even next time you come back.
Where's the hotel?
It's on Elmar, 4660 Elmar. If anyone knows that area, you've got Federal, A1A, and then Elmar.
There's a road after A1A? I thought the ocean was there.
Where
You know
Aruba's
what?
is.
It's very unique down there. It only goes for about 2 miles north and south. It's called Elmar Drive, and it's just right on the beach.
Remember we went to that Boston bar where we did a shoot? That, I think, is Elmar Drive, because it's right across from Aruba's.
You're right.
You might know Aruba's, pretty famous down there. That's Elmar.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Right on the beach. That's
Right
like
on
right
the
on the
beach.
beach.
Right on the beach.
Wow.
They've got Backflips is on the ocean side. That's their bar and pool, and the hotel is on the west. So what I'm doing to help all my vendors to familiarize themselves tomorrow night, because it's so unknown, I'm having a little pre-show mixer.
Nice.
From 6 to 8 as well, just to bring them in, let them see the facility, where they're going to set up. We're going to go over to Backflips and have a cocktail as well.
Very nice. All right, so you want to introduce your guests? I guess let's talk about women in distress first with Sheena Kitt.
Yeah, Sheena.
Yep. So just get your mic close.
Sorry. So
give us some
I'm
information.
I'm Sheena Kidd, Chief Operating Officer with Women in Distress, and I just want to say thank you to Bonnie and thank you for allowing us to be here today and for this opportunity. Women in Distress has been in the community since 1974, and we offer domestic violence services to and trans, just everyone who is a victim of domestic violence. One of the things that we're focused on this year is really stepping away from women in distress as the name to WID, because what we do find is a lot of folks kind of go around us who are not women because they think that's all we cater to. So we always love opportunities like this, and again, so grateful to Bonnie for giving, to an agency so that way we can continue to support survivors in one of the most lethal counties in the state of Florida. So.
Did you say 1974?
I did.
That's 50 years ago.
And we're coming up on our 50th, and we are going to celebrate nice and loud because we want even more individuals who are coming into our county to know that we exist and know what services we offer. Like I said, we are one of the most lethal counties in the state of Florida for domestic violence.
Broward County is?
Correct, yes.
And they're #1 in human trafficking, I believe, as well.
Correct, exactly. So you always have your cities that surround, I would say, water and different things like that, but we rank with Miami-Dade, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. Those are your major areas where domestic violence is the highest, and we have not broken that trend in several years, unfortunately. So that's why it's so important for us to get out, because it's not a matter of just coming out and saying what our services are. It's more of a matter of saving lives. That's it. I mean, I can't put it any simpler than that. COVID really did a lot for survivors and made it very unsafe. Very unsafe. So
because everybody was cooped up at home in that situation, and times got tough. I was going to ask you, times right now are tough.
They are.
And domestic violence has risen recently, yes?
Yes. So I would say there's a couple things that are factoring in here, especially for Broward County. So obviously we know about the housing market in the area. if I cannot move from where I am, I'm going to stay where I am and just endure what I have to endure because I need to survive. Okay, so that's one of the things. So even, and when you tossed in COVID, it was the same thing. You put everyone on lockdown, and it was hard for them to get out of the home, hard to reach out for support or help when the other individual is literally sitting right there beside them because they're under lockdown too. But fortunately for us during that time, that time span, we were able to bring in even more individuals because we offered up virtual services, which really helped to kind of push, information out there and give them a way to talk with us and just meet with us and connect with us. So it is hard out there right now, but we are trying to offer every service that we can in order to, help folks just sustain in today's world and survive it and hopefully not go back into a domestic violence relationship and understand what those signs are to, just be healthier in the long run.
What are some of the things that you recommend for women and men to get out of a situation?
So one of the things that I always recommend, I actually don't directly go to the survivors themselves, but to their loved ones and their friends and family. Oftentimes, fatigue sets in when it comes with domestic violence because the person in that relationship will return about 7 to 9 times. I always say 10 to 12, but I've been doing it for almost 20 years now, so I'm always saying, what the statistic is versus what I actually see. And I tell friends and family to just not give up on them, to stay with them, to support them. You may not have to always directly intervene, but at least be around somewhere to support them because domestic violence is a very lonely thing. The perpetrator oftentimes seeks to isolate individuals, and so imagine that being confirmed when your friends and your family no longer connect with you because you've been successfully isolated. So I always tell friends and family, please hang in there. You will get angry, you'll get upset, all of those things with this person because you want them to leave, but understand that domestic violence, if it were so simple, I wouldn't have a job right now. And honestly, there are days where I wish I did not have this job because then we wouldn't be, dealing with the things that we deal with. But directly to the survivor, that this is not it. Your life isn't over. There's always hope. There's always a way. Just reach out and don't think that there's no one there to support you because that's all we do.
Are there resources for housing, for food, for children?
That is correct. So we offer at our site, we have our emergency shelter. However, from an outreach perspective, we do have open pantries. We offer assistance with rent, as funds are available, utilities, different things like that. We offer therapy. We're one of pretty much the only sites in Florida as a domestic violence shelter that offers, or organization that offers therapy for free. All of our services are free of charge. And of course, we have our hotline where folks can call in 24 hours a day and just speak to an advocate just in case they can't get out of the house. They can still have someone that they can talk to. We really strive to try to connect with all of our community partners and resources to ensure that survivors have a way out if they're seeking to get out. Some survivors may not want to leave right now because it's very dangerous. So the one thing I can tell folks is please do not ask survivors why you did not leave. Don't ask them why they continue to stay or anything like that, but just support them and send them our direction if you need help.
Which is kind of hard, right? You're watching someone in an abusive situation and you're thinking, why are you staying? You're not recommending you say anything, but you're watching them stay in an abusive situation.
So you do talk to them.
Just hold up your mic.
No, I'm sorry. You do talk to them. You don't recommend. So we always say, we are not here to judge. We're just here to support. So if they decide that they want to stay, they're not in a place in their life where they can leave, that's not going to stop me from giving them resources. It's not going to stop me from telling them that I love them, that I'm here to support you, to celebrate. But at the same time, it's a very dual life, right? On one side, you're crying for this individual and you want them to be safe, happy, and whole. While on the other side, you're watching them experience what they're experiencing and they're not willing to leave that right now.
It's tough.
Bonnie, you were going to say something?
I just wanted to add what we're asking all my lovely guests to bring on Friday evening to help the organization. And it's newer, gently used clothing, shoes, and accessories for women, children, infant and teen, and men, new toys, diapers, formula, blankets, towels, toiletries, cosmetics, essential household items for laundry and cleaning, magazines, books, gift cards, and of course monetary donations always graciously accepted.
Very nice.
You know, when I was with the auxiliaries up at the 3rd floor in Manhattan, one of the problems was when you walked into a situation where there was domestic violence, and you wanted to cuff the guy, take him out, the person that was being abused would attack us. Because she says, well, you're taking my man away, taking away her only opportunity to survive, taking away, because there was nothing out there at the time, this is going back in the day, to replenish that. So we, in the house, we got a little bit smarter, and we would talk to the person. Now, I was in cases where I couldn't even recognize some of the women that were hit and hit and hit again. And my job was to get ice and stuff on them, and they still wouldn't press charges. You know, I saw the March King last night. I can't believe that I saw that last night and here you sit today.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, you got to go see this thing. I thought that was a thriller. I'm listening to what you're saying right now. And more has to be done. You know, you can't stick your head in the sand and think that this is going to go away. I didn't even realize that that was such a major problem today. I know it's a problem. I just didn't know that it was that big of a problem. But the more I think about it, the more sense it makes on this stuff. But I remember being auxiliary, we could not get the women to press charges, man. Fear was a big factor. And you're not just dealing with a guy who's beating on you, you're dealing with everything, his boys and everything else he got going with him. And you couldn't walk down the street without being abused. And somebody else would come in to do this. It got really hairy. So we had to move people. And back in the day, the cops were paying for it. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that cops have feelings too. And they would take money out to get these people. So I built a shelter in the Bronx, I told you, that was for abused women. And you hit these buttons and they locked you down. And I donated that to an abuse center in Long Island. And they were so far away, but back in the day, there was nothing. There was absolutely none of what you do. So 50 years, I'm sitting here and saying, what? Where the hell where were you? 50 years is a long time. So,
an eye, right?
Wow, amazing.
And the movement started around that time period. So, but in different spaces, you know, throughout the United States. And to talk about the law enforcement piece, so I'm also like a statewide trainer, and I train law enforcement, judiciary, different things like that, because these things come up, right? Where they said, why didn't she want to leave? Like, she abused me. As the law enforcement officer, right? And so I would explain to them, they are performing what we call a risk-benefit ratio, right? They're trying to figure out, if I do not do the right behaviors in this moment, it will be worse for me later on because I've already involved an outside party, so I know it's going to be bad, but at least let me show this person that I'm trying, right? That I'm just trying to get him out of it, trying to do those things. Rationality is no longer present. That's not what we're even talking about. We're talking about survival. And sometimes rationality and survival, they don't fit together. One will outweigh
You can't
the other.
reason your way out of beating somebody.
No.
And I'm sorry to say that when I was a cop, and cops used to tell me, Freddie, go stand by the door outside the room. It was what it was. I knew what was coming. And it's the fear, man. The bottom line is the fear. You know, you got a guy who's 240 pounds on a woman that's 110, and it's the fear factor. That's all it was, intimidation and more intimidation, and they use their hands to talk. I don't even want to go down this lane. My sister had me join, and when I was at NYU, I joined the auxiliaries because I was in an institution where people used to call me, it was a hotline. And my sister was part of this thing. That's how I got involved with this stuff. But I saw stories. I could write books about the abuse that went on. I can only imagine what you ladies have gone through in the past. But I'm going to tell you, and when kids were involved, it was even more sadness. And the cops used to take guys out, man, but they used to come back. That was the problem. Always got back, always came back. And how many times are you going to answer the same call? 5, 6 times until worse happened? I gotta tell you.
What's your website for people to get information?
So it is www.widbroward.org because we just did a website changeover. So it is widbroward.org.
widbroward.org. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, more to come. We've got 2 other sponsors to talk about with Posh Productions. So stay tuned on the other side of this break, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa that I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
If the time comes, be ready. Learn CPR and join the nation of lifesavers. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as the national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. He's always running around. I don't know, these patches just make you don't sit anymore. It's a whole new you. I got to get used to this new
had to go
moving
do
and grooving you.
I was
You
talking
used
to
to
the
sit and sit and sit, and now you're up every commercial break.
I'm balanced.
You're balanced. Is that what it is? I need to get like a tracker, a ring tracker I want to get, because I don't always have my phone with me, so this way I can track my steps, my sleep.
I saw those ring trackers. Is it like a Christmas gift?
I'm thinking to myself. Although, why not?
To yourself?
I'm a big proponent of buying myself the things
Well, if
that
you
I
want to
want.
give somebody a gift, I'm here.
Oh, you want one?
Wow. Watch
I was
out.
gonna buy
Can
it for
somebody
me.
get a building and land it on her?
I was going to buy it for me.
I'm saying ring tracker.
You
Hello,
want one
ring
too?
tracker.
You have no fingers left, although I'm not one to
I
really
throw
talk,
one
I
off
guess.
and put another one on.
So
put it right here.
We are
Wow.
talking health and wellness,
Wow.
though.
Wow.
And our next guest is a sponsor of the event, Beth Mirav. And I'm like, I know that name. I know the name.
Beth has been here before.
And Beth has been here before.
How are you,
It's been
Beth?
a few years, so welcome
It's
back.
been a few years. I'm very happy to be back, and I'm so happy to be part of this event. In all honesty, I really didn't realize what the event was for. I was attracted to it because it was, health and wellness, and that sounded great, right up my alley, but I did not realize who the benefactors were. And listening to Sheena talk about it, I'm so overwhelmed and excited to be a part of it.
Tell us about your Sadkin method for weight loss.
Sure. Sadkin therapy has been around for a little over 30 years. I'm the local practitioner, but we are based in New York. They're these tiny little stainless steel acupressure balls. I put one behind each ear, and they're actually patented for hunger control. So it's a natural way to lose weight. So while they are controlling your hunger, we're working on tuning into your hunger cues, because you can lose weight all you want, and people lose weight all the time with those injection drugs that are out and so prevalent right now, but they're not keeping it off. So the balls are helping you tune into your hunger, but we're working at the same time on your habits, on listening to your cues, so that you know once you're once you're done with the balls, or if you chose the injection route, because I do work with people that I don't prescribe those drugs, but I've worked with people that just want to change their habits so that when they're done with that, they can keep the weight off, and that's what we're focused on.
What are the
natural
little
way
tiny,
to do it.
like, acupressure
Tiny stainless steel
beads?
ball. I put one behind each ear. They're controlling your hunger, and they're flushing out the fatty tissue and any toxins that are stuck there. So
How do they stay behind your
I
ear?
use medical tape, and we focus on your stomach and liver. Those are your fattiest organs. We do the gallbladder and spleen, and we do the small and large intestines. I've actually had people do the program that maybe didn't even need to lose weight, but did a round of steroids or chemo, antibiotics, and just wanted to flush out whatever was still trapped in their body. So it's a holistic way of kind of resetting your body. We work with your circadian rhythm, which is your body's natural clock. Your circadian rhythm can be thrown off by illness, by stress, by travel. So we are kind of righting the ship, if you will, getting all the organs to work in sync with one another, so that your body can flow as it normally should. We actually combine the acupressure with intermittent fasting, which I'm a huge proponent of. Having that shortened eating window, it's kind of like taking a body scrub. You know how you scrub the outside of your skin to slough off all the dead skin cells? We're doing that, but to your insides. So that's what intermittent fasting does. It's called autophagy, and it's just regenerating your cells. So we are combining the intermittent fasting with the acupressure, and then a diet of fruits and vegetables and lean protein. It's very simple, all natural. There's nothing else to it than that.
I've actually been doing that program for 4 months.
Intermittent fasting?
Uh-huh. And
So-
then I do the fruits in the morning, not at night.
Okay.
Because I'm a diabetic.
You are.
Or I should say I was a
You
diabetic.
have had diabetes.
I had diabetes.
You're
still
Freddie.
diabetic.
You have diabetes, but you're not a diabetic.
Okay.
You have type 2, I presume, then.
Right? It's a
Yes.
different mindset.
I
You're
wasn't-
Freddie.
I'd rather
You
say
had
I was.
diabetes.
I'd rather say I was a diabetic. Was.
You were a diabetic. You had diabetes.
Yeah.
But you're not a diabetic. You're a person. Change of mindset.
How big is this ball so I could throw this on? But anyway, the metal ball piece, back in the day, I knew somebody who got into that technology and it helped her quit smoking.
Yeah, it's truly amazing what both acupressure and acupuncture can do. I mean, this is Eastern medicine that's been around for thousands of years, and it can truly impact your body. It can help with pain. It can help with quit smoking. In this case, it's flushing out the toxins, and it's patented for hunger control.
How
So
many
every
balls
point-
behind each ear?
It's just one ball behind each ear.
Wow.
And every 10 days, we remove those balls and put different balls on a different point.
Don't.
I know what you were looking to him too. I hear
is she
all sorts of.
talking about?
The men
No.
always have a joke in mind when I call them
never would
acupressure
make
balls.
a joke about balls. I would never do that.
Never.
So it's just a natural way to lose weight, and we really truly focus on habit change. So my clients have to fill out a 10-page intake form where we talk about sleep and grocery shopping and exercise and hydration and all aspects of their life to make sure it's all working in conjunction. Because if you're not sleeping, then you're reaching for the wrong foods. So just solving that in itself and working on each little habit makes a huge impact.
We were talking about that earlier with these REM patches. When you need sleep to reactivate your body, to reset.
Your body absolutely needs it, yes. If you don't give your body that chance to rest, then it's going to start breaking down.
And I'm going to give you another one. If you don't hydrate, you're not going to sleep. And when you do the fasting, you got to stay hydrated. And I don't mean have a glass of water. I mean have ounces of water, a lot of water. And the more water that you circulate in your system, the more the fasting works. And I had a conversation with my doctor, and he looked at me. Now, my doctor's about 6'7", and he was a surgeon. He was a master surgeon. And he couldn't do surgery anymore because his knees gave out on him. So he had to go to becoming a general practitioner. But the mind on this guy, and he looked at me, he says to me, "Who taught you this?" And I said, "Myself. I just decided to find another way." So I applaud the things that you're doing to help people lose weight correctly, because nobody knows your body more than yourself, and every formula is different for every different body. But at least you have something that will help everybody.
Exactly.
If they believe in it, right?
We got to make sure we get to Dr. Macmillan as well. You're going to be at the event. How can people get information on the method?
Yes, my website is naturalweightlossflorida.com.
Easy
Very
enough.
simple.
And you're located right here in Boca?
I am. I'm right here in Boca, corner of Powerline and Palmetto.
Sounds easy enough, right? Eat right.
You're going to have another...
Change your balls and...
Change your ball? You see, I didn't say, but she said it, not me.
The balls are just to flush out everything that's trapped inside your body while we change your habits and work on listening to your body's cues, because most of us don't even listen. We eat because the clock tells us to, so we eat for emotional reasons, for stress.
Like it's dinner time and you're making dinner for your family and everyone's hungry or not, and you're like, all right, it's time to eat. So finding your own cues.
And then you're eating up for 4 people. I don't remember that on the menu, but okay.
All right, so let's talk to Dr. Macmillan. Hi. Compounding pharmacy. And this is one of the hardest things to find a good compounding pharmacy. And pharmacies have changed, and you're looking at me, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. I'm going to let Doc fill you in. But it's not just like you go, you buy a pill. These are specialized pharmacies that compound it just for you.
Yes, we like to think of ourselves at Your Health Pharmacy, which is my pharmacy, as more of a boutique pharmacy that many people don't know they need until they need us. So what we do is use your lab work in order to...
Just got to get your mic on.
Start again?
Go again.
So yes, at Your Health Pharmacy, we like to think of ourselves as a boutique pharmacy that people do not know they need until they need us. So what we do is use your lab work in order to make your doses for you, instead of just handing you a pill out of a bottle that was manufactured in somewhere up north in New Jersey or New York or Connecticut, where a lot of the drug manufacturers are. So by doing that, we're able to have a precise dose for you. So we get a lot of patients that are not very familiar with that, and they may say, oh, well, I have a friend that was having hot flashes and she needed this particular dose in order to help her, but she's a different person. We're personalized medicine, which sounds very different, but once the doses are adjusted for you, you will feel better, and we like to get you right into your optimal health by using the correct dosage and not either underdosing or overdosing you. And a lot of times that's all based on how your liver, through genetic factors, are able to break down the chemical structure of any medication that you take. You may have a friend that says, oh, I could take Motrin, and that doesn't work for me, but I could take acetaminophen, that works great for a headache. Well, that's the liver, that's the way that your body is breaking it down that's making that difference. And we kind of stumble on that as we go through life, and we know how, what to take for a headache. But in our case, by using the lab work in order to determine what hormones, how many you have in your body, if your body is depleted in hormones, so you need a little bit to be reintroduced back into the body. We use bioidentical hormones, which these are the exact same chemical structures that your body used to produce that we reintroduce back into the body, versus a synthetic hormone, which are the ones that are patented and put into a bottle, and they trick your body into thinking it is a bioidentical hormone. But after so much time, the body starts to say, hey, wait a minute, that's not what I thought it was. So it's going to happen. You can fool the body for a little while, but the body starts to figure it out, and that's where, we're able to get around that by giving your body back what it used to produce itself.
And what's
okay, hold on a
Yes.
I'm taking the batteries out of him, Eva.
No, wait a minute. I want to understand this completely. So you look at my blood work, or look at somebody's blood work, and you'll be able to determine how you can fix some of the problems. Like, let's say I have neuropathy.
Okay.
Which I was told the vitamin B complex family seems to be the way to go with that. And I want you to take a look at this during break or at the end of the show, because this is an amazing aspect. And so I come to you and it says, I have neuropathy and I want to increase my B vitamin family, because all of those that are involved. You'll be able to tell by my weight and my blood work how much I should be taking, not taking. Is that the way it works?
Yes, and so by doing your blood work, we're able to look at your hormones, your electrolytes, your vitamins. And remember, the human body is very complex. So it's not like a machine where the battery stops, you pop one out, put another one in, and the machine keeps going. A lot of times, things in the body work in concert with each other. So the B vitamins are helping some other pathway down the line, and it could be 6 or 7 steps away that needs the B vitamins in order to get there. And that's what we're looking at. What else is going on in the body? How is the body breaking down? And that's another, from the lab work, we can look at urine to see what's coming out, because if it's coming out the wrong way, that means somewhere upstream it's being broken down in the wrong way. And we can use magnesium that has like 300 uses in the body to go and fix that. And you may have been thinking, I didn't think to just take 200 milligrams of magnesium every day and that was going to help me. But by looking at the lab work, we could kind of dig in there and pinpoint.
But not all magnesiums are the same.
No.
So what you're telling me, see, this is really interesting, because it's the right magnesium, the right B formulas, and you'll be able to tell what's the right.
So you know how all my meds come here?
Yeah.
They come from a compounding pharmacy. So they're all.
You're really strange. We're going to get into that. How can you tell me this now when you see me take and try every freaking gizmo?
You listen to what other people tell you. You don't listen to me.
Anyway,
you take
let's
supplements
ignore
that other people give you.
The lady behind the curtain. That's an amazing thing.
It really is.
I mean, I don't know why.
And then the delivery system is different. There's creams, there's troches, there's all different types of delivery.
But did you hear what he said about the B to get from point A to point B? Sometimes you need the B to get there?
Yes.
I've been to a lot of doctors, and nobody's explained it this way. I mean, why isn't it that you're not at every hospital to talk to doctors to change how, and I know what the answer is going to be. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Because ask them how many bioidenticals are covered by insurance. None.
And how many deaths are covered by insurance?
Right.
And how many bad things you take to make it worse covered by insurance?
Yep.
And why is it that you can't walk and I got to find patches and everything else because what's that pill they tried to pop into me?
Yeah.
What's that called? Gabapentin? Gabapentin.
That was covered though.
It should be outlawed. It's the worst drug in the world, and I know people that take it in big doses, in
Yes.
bigger doses, and they're zombies, and they can't feel it, and their toes are coming off. Come on now. You know, being ridiculous is ridiculous. I just don't understand why we don't put you in front of a hospital and say, listen, when the doc tells you something, come and see you to do it the right way.
Well, that's why I named my pharmacy Your Health Pharmacy. And it was because when people really get serious about their health, we've heard many things throughout our lives, and they all have a different time in their life where it may have been valid. But sometimes we start to take things like gabapentin, and when you start to say, you know, I just really don't feel good on this, are there any other options? And many times I have patients who walk into the pharmacy just with looking for a different route to go, one that's more natural, and one that really can drill down to see what the underlying issue. I see myself a lot of times in the medical professions, especially amongst doctors. Everyone is very good in their specialty, but they're not looking at the whole person. It's, nope, if you came in here about your heart, I'm going to fix your heart, and I do a great job at it, and you're happy with it. And, you know, he makes a living. And the next guy, if you're happy with your, or you have an issue with your nervous system, you know, he can look at it and he could give you what works for your nervous system, but it could be something else that those two aren't talking to each other. They don't call up and say, hey, I had Freddie in my office and I was fixing this on his heart, but you might want to look at this because I saw something else. There's no in-between communication from the two doctors that are the best in their fields. And so sometimes, you know, when they stop by the pharmacy and they literally get out the car, they show us different labs and they just kind of have it in front of them. If it's usually within 1 or 2 months of their lab work, you know, that's usually pretty accurate. Most things in the body don't change that quickly. We could kind of see and assess and kind of dig in there and say, oh, but, you know, you're missing this, or by looking at the way that your genetics are made up, we can show that your body really needed double the dose than what you're getting. So yeah, you may not like gabapentin because your body really may need a smaller amount than normally prescribed. But that's also just as important. And now we have these type of tests that we can do to really kind of peel back the curtain and say, hey, what's going on with Freddie specifically from his genetics?
But Doc, that gabapentin, I ain't never met nobody who should be on that drug. I was on it for 3 days, and to get off it, I felt like I was off of heroin. It was the worst feeling in the world being on it. And I know people that take it now, and they are mesmerized and scared to death. All I'm asking,
yes,
forget about right or wrong, all I'm asking is to be able to sit with somebody like you and say, Doc, this is what they're giving me. This is where I want to be. I want to be able to walk. I want to be able to get the pain out of my legs, be able to close and open my hands. I've been on this march now, let me see, 18 years on the deal. I've been on this march for about 12 years. And nobody's ever sat down and explained vitamin B the way you did today.
Yes.
12 years, Doc, come on. I mean, I run into doctors. Some of them are brilliant.
Correct.
Scholars. And nobody can explain to me just what you said to me now. There's something wrong with our system.
I see that a lot in my store, that just people walk in and it could be the woman that's coming in to pick up her own prescriptions, and she just brings up her husband, you know, and she'll be explaining someone like you. And we say, well, if you have lab work, bring him in, or we'll try to get some lab work here. We'll get someone to draw his blood. But, you know, in America, what we see is that this usually is not covered by your insurance. So it's really kind of how serious is it to you to really be shown the way that this is going to help you, but it may be out of pocket. And so a lot of things that are covered, like gabapentin, if it's covered by your insurance and it's cheap and, you know, it's legal to prescribe it for a person with that condition, then the doctor hasn't done any harm. But for you, you know that it has to be another way, and there are other options that you could find in order to take and do something a little bit healthier for you.
Tetracycline was given to me when I was a teenager, truckfuls of it. It destroyed my intestines, and that's why my my gut fat and everything else came about.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told me about that either.
We're going to make an appointment for you to go see Doc McMillan.
I think a lot of
people
people should make an appointment
agree.
to see Doc, because even if you do nothing, at least get educated.
Well, listen,
man.
you see the journey I've been on with my hormones and my thyroid, and it's
The journey.
It's not. I've known you since before I was 56, and it's been a journey ever since in regulating. I finally found an amazing doctor, but it took how many years have I known you? 8. That's willing to regulate everything, because the endocrine will do this, and the GYN doesn't do this, and your primary doesn't do any of it, and you're going from doctor to doctor, and then they give you the troches, and then it's the wrong carrier, and you need the creams, and some things get absorbed through your system faster than others, different absorptions. That's why you got to really take health into your
But this is
own
what
hands.
I'm saying. It's so vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
Not every vitamin D is the same.
No.
Right?
Or the dosages.
Magnesium. Not every magnesium is the same.
No.
What I'm
how do
saying.
we got to wrap this up. I got Sally.
You know,
You're
whatever.
going to talk to Doc on the other side. How do people get in touch with you, and your phone number, website?
We're on the northeast corner of Atlantic Boulevard and Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. And my address is 12 North Federal Highway. And our phone number is 954-283-7075.
It's all about taking your health pharmacy, into
Yes.
your own hands and
Yes.
getting educated.
Let's get back to Bonnie.
When I first asked, he's been doing my compounding for years. Thank God I got
You didn't tell me nothing. You didn't tell me nothing.
Bonnie, tell us again where the event is. Your event for Friday.
Palm Beach Resort
What time?
from 6 till 9 on Friday, November 17th.
And how can people contact or get more information?
They can call me at 954-895-6601.
All right, everyone's going to be there, so check it out. You want
If
to head
this
over
is
there
a
with me?
sample of what's absolutely, if
You're
this is
gonna
a
go?
sample, absolutely. If this is a sample of what's going on, Bonnie, this is a home run. Nice job. Nice job.
Let's wrap this up. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Sorry we ran a little late. We've got Call Me Zena coming to you at 2:30 today. Uncover the silver lining when life gives you lemons. Make some lemonade. Have hope. Today's all about hope again. Keep the faith, and we'll see you on the other side. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.